Hello and welcome to Celtic TV. You're joining us here at the Maspalomas Municipal Stadium, and this is where Celtic will face PSV Eindhoven and Sparta Prague in their first time in the Maspalomas International Tournament. But what do we know about our opponents? PSV, of course, have played in this many times before and are actually the first team to win it. Martin, it's something we're all looking forward to, and having spent the last couple of days with the Celtic team, it's something that the Celtic team are looking forward to as well.
Yeah, certainly the players seem to be up for the matches and they're looking forward to testing themselves against a couple of heavyweight European sides, especially PSV Eindhoven. You know, they're the leaguers in Eredivisie, and we've got a match coming up against Inter Milan in a couple of weeks' time in February, and this is the calibre of teams that we're going to be facing. That's the type of players we'll be facing as well, so it'll be an interesting test for the boys.
They're ahead in the league, as you said. They've got some top scorers as well in terms of De Jong, who's hit the ground running yet again, and you're going to say this is a great test for some of the younger guys who are away with us. We've already spoke to Darnell Fisher already this trip away. There's some younger guys as well, like Joe Thompson, who made the bench against Kilmarnock. They'll be eager to make an impression here. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, the younger guys like the players you mentioned, like Darnell and Joe Thompson, Owen O'Connell as well. They've all been doing great in the English Premier League International Cup recently, putting in some great performances for Stevie Frail's side, and they seem to be itching to go, you know, get an opportunity and test themselves against a couple of good sides. Some of the boys actually have some inside knowledge on PSV as well when they played them in the Next Gen series a few years ago. Some of the players that they played against there, I'm no doubt will have progressed into the first team for PSV now as well. So as I say, it will be an interesting match come Saturday.
It's been excellent for the Celtic team to get away and get some rest and recreation in the sunshine. I'm also delighted to say it's incredibly windy here in Gran Canaria. That's going to be a good challenge to play in, surely.
I'm sure when the viewers are looking at this at home, they'll be delighted to know that it's not all sunshine and everything like that for us. Yeah, the sun is shining, but it's just as windy as it probably is in Scotland right now. It might make it challenging. We were down on the pitch earlier on today, and you know, there's no difference from the wind down there as it is to up here, so players will have to deal with that come game day.
See, when we talk about PSV as a top European force though, they've won the European Cup, they're top of the Eredivisie, as you mentioned yourself. It gets a real crop of top talent. They've also got this real reputation of bringing through talent and moving them on. I mean, I think the name that always sticks out for us in terms of arriving from PSV has got to be Jan Vennegoor Hesselink, but he's just one of so many different players who've come through PSV, and there's always a rich vein of talented footballers regardless of what team you play. Yeah,
definitely. PSV are one of the teams that, you know, they're pioneers in Dutch football with the trophies that they've won, and the way that they bring through youth players kind of sets the standard for other teams across Holland. But most of the league is like that, and we've played against teams like Ajax who've brought through a lot of young players as well, and you know, they've ushered them into the first team and they learn that way. Our guys, as I mentioned earlier on, have sampled what PSV's youth ranks have to offer with the Next Gen series. I'm interested to see how many of them have actually made it into the first team, but it's good to be testing yourself against a team who do that. You know, they bring through the young players. That's what we want to do at Celtic as well. Quite a lot of them have made the trip with us this time in January, so fingers crossed they get a chance to prove themselves to Ronnie Dyler.
Now, what about Sparta? Another team who have got a good European pedigree and a great history as well. They're playing pretty good football just now. They're currently second in the league behind Victoria Pilsen. They are the champions, of course, of Czech football at this stage as well. They're going to be a different type of test as well, because again, they're not a big money team, so they have to produce their own, and so far it seems to be working for them.
Yeah, that's it. It's a team that everyone, you know the name of, but you maybe haven't seen them too many times in recent history. I think they've done okay getting to the Europa League sort of qualifier stages in recent years. I'm not sure what kind of prospect they'll be when we face them on Tuesday, I believe the match is, so that's one I'm going to have to wait and see.
Now, there's some good players as well, though. One we might know in Rowan Bednar, who used to play with Hearts, of course, but again, if I had a quick look at the team, the average age is around about 25. That's a young team that's eager to impress, but again, do you think it will be a case of we'll maybe rest some of our more experienced guys, or do you think it will be a very, very young team like we saw last year in Turkey?
I think it depends. We'll maybe have a start. Some of our senior players, like you mentioned about the age of 25 being the average here, some of our senior players have just turned 24 years old today, Stefan Johansson. So we do have a young first team, but we also have a lot of youngsters with us on this trip as well, the likes of Aidan Nesbitt and Joe Thompson, you said, so I'm pretty sure they'll get a chance to prove themselves as well.
Well, fingers crossed, and of course, do check with the official Celtic website, celticfc.net, for all the updates of our training camp here in Gran Canaria, or of course the channel of the champions. You can catch us on the huddle at celticfc.com or at Celtic TV on Twitter, and of course 15 minutes before kick-off on Saturday as Celtic entertain PSV Eindhoven in the Maspalomas International Tournament. We'll see you then, and until then, hail hail.